Kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks very much for joining us. Well, the weather forecast over the next few days will be a little cooler in some areas as the Southern Ocean finally sends us some weather. We've had a lot of tropical airflows across the country in the last few days, a lot of wind flows straight out of Australia. But now with the high parked here and another one further to the south, this is a real change for us. These two highs are going to merge together and the southwest flow around them will become even stronger over the next few days. I don't necessarily mean it'll be windier, although in some areas like Cook Strait, Wellington, we do expect the winds to be off and on until the start of next week. But the general flow is coming more out of the Southern Ocean is my point, and not out of the subtropics. So let's take a look at Waitangi Day, and we do have showers around the South Island. The two highs over here converging into one, and you can see it's got pretty high air pressure. This will be parked here really till about the end of the weekend, and therefore this airflow, this sort of southerly quarter one, it might be southeasterlies in some coastal areas, southerlies and southwesterlies. Showers do continue around the South Island, but considering the flooding and the rain you've just had, this will not be much. So, 5 or 10 millimeters across 24 hours sort of thing. In the North Island, dry or mainly dry, there might be an isolated shower, and up at Waitangi should be pretty sheltered, should be fairly hot actually out there into the afternoon, but probably not quite as humid as it's been over the last few days. Now Friday, no huge change. The high does move in a bit further, so the biggest change will be the wind flows for a time. They will become variable. You might have a nor'easter with a couple of showers around Hawke's Bay. You might see a sou'wester turning into a nor'wester. So the winds will be light and variable on Friday, mostly dry. There might be a couple of showers down around Foveaux Strait. But once we get into the weekend, there's another surge. This is the second surge of colder air this week. First one was around Tuesday, Wednesday. The next one is on Saturday. Now this one will bring another surge of rain into Southland. So just be aware of that, but it shouldn't be too great, the rainfall totals, and this is nothing like the setup the other day. It is not subtropical fueled. It's just a Southern Ocean front coming straight in, and then by the afternoon it's kind of cleared into the North Island. There will be a couple of showers coming into the north on Saturday, but they won't be much. They're not going to be enough to really do a huge amount. Might be nice for the plants in the garden, but it won't really accumulate to very much at all. And on Sunday, high pressure parked in that same place. We've still got the southerly quarter winds around the country, still got a few showers down in Southland, and maybe one or two coming up around the east as that high is remaining out to our southwest and growing. It's even bigger on Sunday. And our final map for Monday shows that high still pretty much in the same place. We still pretty much have the same weather pattern around the country. So the humidity is not going to be as bad with the heat, so therefore it won't be as muggy for the next 4 or 5 days ahead. Next week, that high should start to roll in. And the last thing, there is a lot of rain falling in eastern Australia. Our fingers, toes crossed that at the end of February, we might get some of that wet weather coming our way once this big high finally clears off. We have no video on Waitangi Day, and I'm away on Friday like many others, so we will see you again on Monday. I think after Monday, it's sort of like back to normal until Easter. So I think that's how it works, right? So that is all from me. Have a great weekend and a great Waitangi Day. We'll see you next week.